The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
It's like the intro never happened at all. Welcome to the show. It's the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. The A-Train, Anthony Harmon, is our producer today. We are in the Jarrett Construction Studios, right on time, right on budget. Visit jarrett-construction.com. License number WV030133. Phone calls to the show a service of Guarantee Bank. 1320 Canal Boulevard, East in Charleston. Guarantee Bank, your community, your bank, your story. Texting services provided by West Virginia's finest men's store, Tony the Tailor, Virginia Street in Charleston. The end of Bolt sale continues through the 29th. Save up to 50% on select jackets and suits in Tony's Black Label Make Custom Garments with a variety of fabrics. Tony has custom shirts from actual tailors. Buy 3, get 1 free, or buy 4 and get 2 free, including the Thomas Mason fabrics, and ask them about their Samuelson sale as well. Take as much as 25 to 30% off. Visit bestmastertailor.com or Tony's Facebook page. Guarantee Bank hotline is 304-345-5858. Tony the Tailor text 304-935-5008. Of course, the big story outside of the Charleston area really is the storms, and man, it's absolutely devastating in the Buchanan area, west and up I-79. We're going to bring in meteorologist Brian Hughes a little bit later on in the show to give us the latest there. As of when we went on the air, around I-79 northbound lane was open. That's since been closed as of about 20, 30 minutes or so ago. The southbound, it's closed around Bridgeport to Lost Creek and Jane Lou. I say that just in case you're planning on heading up that way. And since 4:30 yesterday morning, our guy Brian Hughes has been covered it all. We'll check in, as I said, with him a little bit later on in the show. Talk line will be devoted primarily to the situations up there, as will Metro News Midday as well. More on that coming up a little bit later on. I will let you know that we have pictures and video available at WVMetroNews.com and all of our social media sites as well. But certainly our thoughts and prayers go out to those wonderful people in Upshur County, primarily in that general area, and the rivers are on the rise. It's not good. So if you know somebody that is going to be traveling 79 heading up to Morgantown, you need another route because it's closed, and it's going to stay that way at least for some time. We'll have more on that coming up a little bit later on. The good news weather-wise is that we do have good weather, according to Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes, over the next couple of days. Download the Metro News television app if you need more information about that, or follow him on social media as well. Now, the Charleston Dirty Birds last night, they had a game scheduled. It was postponed. They're going to make that as part of a doubleheader on Thursday, not tonight. On Thursday, we'll have more on that coming up. Plus, the mayor of the city of Belle, Melanie Vickers, she's new to the office. She is going to join us a little bit later on. And there is a new book out. It's called Snowstorm. It's a novel subtitled Police, Politics, and Cocaine, written by a guy certainly no stranger around law enforcement here in this area. His name is Terry Sayre. He's retired after a long career as a police officer and also as the director of Yeager Airport. He'll join us coming up a little bit later on as well. Plus, your calls and texts are always welcome throughout the show. All right, so let's talk a little Charleston Distance Run now. Right now, Tricia Roblee is with us in the studio. How you doing, Tricia?
I'm doing great. I got here early. I did not take the interstate.
Okay, that's kind of a running joke because last time we had a little problem getting her in here because there was an incident on the interstate. And you folks introduce yourselves as well.
I'm Carol Phipps-Hayde, the race director.
And
I'm Victoria Barksdale. I'm the secretary for the Charleston Distance Run.
All right, it's great to have all of you all here. So, Tricia, we'll start with you. Give us all the details, and we'll break it down from there.
All right, so the Distance Run is coming up again this year. It's the 53rd. It is happening on Saturday, September 5th, and our theme this year is Take Me Home, and, that kind of goes with West Virginia. You will see our banner up. It's on Virginia Street, and, so we're looking forward to another great year of the Distance Run. It's the 15-miler, 3-person relay, or the 5K run walk. we have a couple cool ambassadors this year promoting the race. And I'm not the ambassador this year, but I am on the media committee with the Distance Run. So we'd like to give a shout out to a family that is helping us with the Distance Run promoting this year. It's a whole ambassador family. You might see them running around town. It's the Murray family, Sydney, Jim, and Shelly. And it's mom, dad, and daughter. And they're really big in the community. And so they're our ambassadors for Charleston. And then we also have a couple out of Kentucky. And so getting a lot of the word out.
All right. And give us the date again in case we missed that. What's the date again?
Saturday, September 5th. It's Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend. And we're on here now this early because we want to encourage people to sign up, but also are sponsorships still available?
Yes.
Anybody talk? Sponsorships are always available.
Yes, they are.
You girls will run through the Distance Run with a sign hanging up if you have to, right?
Absolutely.
Talk about the sponsorships.
Sure. Well, our biggest sponsors are the Pianfetti Foundation and the City of Charleston. We absolutely could not do it without the City of Charleston, but we are looking for additional sponsors to come alongside us and help us at all kinds of levels. We have everything from big time sponsors to mile marker signs that are like $100. So we'll put a sign up with your business's name on it along our route, which our runners and spectators along the course look for as well. So, just reach out to us at charlestondistancerun.com. Happy to talk more about sponsorship.
All right. I want to talk to the runners here for a moment. I interviewed you ladies, I think, last year. What is it that you enjoy so much about running? Because weren't you, if I remember, weren't you relatively new to this? I mean, the last few years you've been running your whole life.
Like 8 years.
Okay, well that's still relatively new.
But I mean,
you're only 28 now, so.
Thanks, Dave. Yes, I am. Well, if you remember, I was here for the UC Marathon, being the ambassador and getting the word out for that, and that was my third marathon and final marathon because I realized why the CDR is my favorite, because 15 miles is a lot easier, or less, 15 miles or less. You don't have to do the 15 miler, but it's a lot, it's all the fun, half the training, as they say. So I don't know. For me, it's just conquering hard things. We do hard things every day without even being ready. And I guess for me, just running makes me feel good, and it helps me conquer hard things, not just running, but in life too.
Okay. What about you?
I just enjoy getting out and being in fresh air. And we have the theme "Take Me Home" this year, and
it's very appropriate considering that song is everywhere.
Exactly,
it's always been big in West Virginia, but I mean, it went on steroids with the WVU baseball team and with the World Cup as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I couldn't believe it because we've had this as our theme for quite some time, and I was pretty excited. And actually, in my little letter in our participant guide, I talk about how it pretty much unites us as West Virginia, the song Country Roads. So, we have everything in Country Roads in the Distance Run. We have the mountains, we have the water, we have, and I say we have teardrops in our eyes, and we have the radio.
Thank you for that part.
Yes. So, it's very fitting because there are a lot of people within the community around the country that have participated in the Distance Run, and I love hearing the stories. We have one guy who he is running it's the 50th year from his fastest race that he did. And so, just to think that 50 years ago he ran his fastest race and he's coming back.
Yeah,
so
that's amazing.
And he's 76.
Yes.
76.
Yeah.
Read that again. 76 years old, and he's still doing it. And you probably had people over the years that were older than that ran these races.
Yes.
We do. Our former race director, John Palmer, he's run it for I don't know how many years, and he's
running it, and he will. I'm not going to say his age,
but is he
older than 76?
Older than 76.
Yes.
All right. So what's the best way for people to sign up? Now, I know we're a little bit, and again, we're having you guys on early because you need to get head counts and things of that nature, plus sponsorships always help too. What's the best way for people to sign up, Tricia?
You can sign up on our Run sign up page, and or go to our Facebook page, and there's a direct link right there to sign up for, like I said, there's the 15 miler, but if you don't want to go all the way, you can con 2 of your friends in to do a relay or 5K run or walk. That's 3.1 miles around Charleston, relatively flat. So yeah, there's a few different ways you can sign up, or just charlestondistancerun.com.
And this is, again, we talk about a lot of runs here on the show. People reach out to us for one reason or another, but this is one of those that, I mean, everybody loves to take part in because it's just so much fun. It's got the name. You've been doing it for so many years. This is one of those ones. It's a do not miss, and people literally come from all over for this thing.
They really do. It's uniquely Charleston. The 15 miles is unique. It's our race that we've had since 1973, started as part of the regatta, still going on. And right now we have about 28 states and Puerto Rico represented among our registrants. So, Take Me Home also harkens back to people from West Virginia who come back every year for this race. And then we're, of course, inviting new people to come and experience West Virginia and the CDR.
All right. Give us the information again where people can, I know you're all over social media. Give us all the stuff again, Tricia.
Okay, so you can catch us on our Facebook page, which is Charleston Distance Run on Facebook, or you can go to charlestondistancerun.com, or just search Run Sign Up Charleston Distance Run, and you can find us there. Saturday, September 5th starts at 7 a.m. Appreciate all you guys being here. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, you.
We'll have you back on again before the event, a week or so ahead of time. Just remind me, okay?
Okay, we sure will.
All right. We'll take a break. We are going to talk to the mayor of Belle. We have a new mayor in town. We'll talk to her when we come back on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses are small businesses with big impact, including Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness.
Having issues with your home like wet basements, water in your crawl space, bowing or leaning walls, or foundation cracks? You need Foster Construction, your foundation repair experts. Locally owned and operated, Foster Construction offers free inspections and estimates and has a licensed professional engineer on staff. Their services include basement and crawl space waterproofing, foundation repair, and retaining walls. Call 304-776-6263 and get started today. Online at fosterconstructionwv.com. Foster Construction. They'll fix it right the first time.
Plant your money and watch it grow at Polka Valley. They are offering a certificate of deposit special. 6-month, 3.87 annual percentage yield. Take advantage of this great CD rate to grow your savings. For more information, stop by a Polka Valley location today or visit PolkaValleyBank.com. At Polka Valley, relationships matter. Member FDIC. Rates valid as of May 25th, 2026. Offer rates subject to change without notice. Minimum deposit required of $10,000 of new money not currently on deposit with Polka Valley Bank to receive APY. Member FDIC.
Have you ever dreamed of a project that seemed impossible? Wondered who could bring it to life with precision and care? At Jared Construction, they don't just build, they craft futures. From historic restorations to cutting-edge designs, they have been your trusted partner since 1999. Whether it's an auto dealership, apartment complex, sports complex, or church addition, Jared Construction has you covered. See more at jarrett-construction.com. WV030133.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jared Construction.
Welcome back to the show. The sounds of the official band of the Dave Allen Show. Amos Steele, you got something going on? You got a festival of some kind or class reunion, homecoming, whatever. Those guys can do it. Just look them up on Facebook. The A-Train, Anthony Harmon, is our producer today. Guarantee Bank Hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony Vitaylor, text 304-935-5008. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by the all-new Generations Ford of Hurricane. Visit generationsford.com. Of course, thoughts and prayers again with the people in north central West Virginia, particularly Weston and Buchanan, as rescues as we speak are still going on. Now, we're going to devote pretty much all of Talkline and Metro News Midday to the efforts in those areas right now, but absolutely devastating. And those of us here in the Kanawha Valley, we've seen it. But this is, according to Brian Hughes, this is next level. What's going on there? I mean, people being rescued from trees. I-79 still shut down in many areas. No timetable as to when it's going to open. Brian is going to join us coming up a little bit later on the show to update us. And also, we're going to be talking to author Terry Sayre. Certainly, no one, I think everybody in the Kanawha Valley knows Terry Sayre. He's no stranger to anyone. He's written a new book, though, called Snowstorm. And it's Police, Politics, and Cocaine. It's about the drug trade in the Kanawha Valley, particularly Charleston, 70s, 80s, and 90s. He'll join us coming up a little bit later on. Welcome into the show now. She's the new mayor of Belle. It's Melanie Vickers. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
How long have you been in office, Mayor?
22 days. 22
whole days. What do you get after 22 days? You get a T-shirt or something, or a coffee cup? Or...
Haven't got that yet.
Not yet. What's so give us a little bit of your background, and then we'll get into some things specific to the community of Belle. Give us some of your background.
Well, I was born and raised at Blue Creek, up Elk River, and went to Belle in 1984. And in 1984, bought a house up there in 90. I have lived there ever since, and ran for town council, was on town council for 8 years. Mm-hmm. And after that, then I decided I wanted to change, so I ran for mayor.
What was it that you learned on town council? Because we find that a lot, just about any mayor that I interview, mayor, is somebody will start out as on town council, maybe recorder or something like that, and then they decide to go. What was it that you learned that you thought, you know what, this will be a good experience for me if I decide to become mayor?
Well, it gives you a lot of input. A lot of people don't realize, you don't go in and just vote yes or no for an hour. There's a lot behind the scenes that goes on. The festivals and the car shows and, finances and all that. So it really showed me that, something that I wanted to be doing, I was interested in. And so I just went for it.
What's some of the big things that I know you're only 22 days into this, so I don't want to put a lot of pressure on you. But when you ran, what are some of the things that you decided? Hey, I'd like to see if we can institute this in Belle or that. What are some of the things?
I wanted to get the police department back up and running. I wanted to get better publicity, good publicity to town of Belle, because we've kind of had a little bit of bad publicity there for a while. I want to bring the community together. We have actually hired a new police chief. And we also hired a part-time officer. We've hired a couple street department people. And we just want to get the town up and running, the beautification of it, grant money. We're going to try to get grant money to make things better.
Let's talk about some of the things going on in Belle. I mean, it's obviously I know people that live and work there, and they love it. It's a nice little close knit community. And if you're out talking to people as a mayor, you're kind of an ambassador to the town. If you're out talking to people saying, "Well, this is why you should come and open up a business in Belle," or "This is why you should consider moving, raising your family here," what are some of the talking points that you give for the community of Belle?
Well, I think that like you said, it's a small knit community, and the thing of it is Belle has a lot of friendly people, has a lot of talent, and we have places that we can put businesses. We are even willing to give them a tax break, whenever they come to town. So we really, we'd like to get some new businesses in. People are friendly up there. We have a lot of volunteers right now that just want to help. So, hey, bring your business to Belle, and we'll see what we can do for you.
What's on your wish list for the town of Belle? Is there anything out there you say, hey, I'd like to have, we need a grocery store. I know you want all the business you can get, but is there anything in particular that?
Well, actually, we've already talked to someone about a hardware store. Okay. And there's a possibility that they're going to put a hardware store up there. We'd like to have a mom and pop's grocery store. Of course, we have Walmart up the road, but there's a lot of older people in Belle that does not, drive.
Right,
so
yeah.
They could do that. I'd like to have a lot of things for the kids to do. There's nothing for the teenagers to do in Belle. So if you have any ideas on bringing businesses to Belle that would help the teenagers, it would be greatly appreciated.
Talking to Melanie Vickers again, who's the mayor of the town of Belle. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants, helping to identify environmental concerns like asbestos, lead, mold, and indoor quality issues in buildings all across the state, providing inspections, testing, and accredited lab services you can trust. Check out pinnaclecorp.net, helping you understand your environment, because what you don't know can't hurt you. Mayor, I want to ask you, a lot of people came out for the public meeting last week about the Clean Seas plastic facility in your town. A lot of people, a lot of interest in that, people trying to learn information about it. What can you tell us about it?
Well, I can tell you that there is a lot of people that's against it. We haven't really gotten any definite from Clean Seas. We have not talked to them as much as what we've talked to the other side. DEP was up there last week and gave us the information on the permits and everything. I would just say, if you're against it, continue to, sign a petition and things like that. If you're for it, help us to understand why. There's just a lot of things going on there that is unclear right now.
Well, and this is what's happened, sometimes, and this is no fault of anybody. This is no right or no wrong. It's just when, there's a lot of uncertainty in things, and residents have a right to ask questions. They have a right to be concerned, and that's why you had, like I said, you had a great turnout. Our news team was there from the for the public comment or the community meeting or whatever town hall that you had, I guess, if you will. You had a lot of people showed up for that, and people have got questions. You can certainly understand that.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I've asked questions,
Well, and sometimes what happens is, Mayor, and you know this, and I live in Putnam County right now, and of course all the talk over there has been about this Google data center. A lot of times elected officials, and I don't want to say they're left in the dark or anything like that, but sometimes they don't know everything either. And so sometimes you'll find that they come out to these meetings, and it's kind of a learning process for them as well.
Absolutely.
So I want to get a little bit more into your background. Was this something when you were maybe growing up? Did you have a penchant for serving the public? Was it something that you were interested in?
Actually, when I was growing up, I wanted to be in law enforcement.
Okay.
And I did that 11 and a half years and retired, got married and then decided that I wanted into something else. Worked in insurance for a while. Mm-hmm. I was worked for Nationwide and State Farm, retired from there. And like I said, then I became, a council member and decided I wanted to make a change. Everything I've ever done has been to help people, and that's what I wanted to continue to do.
It's anytime that I talk to anybody, and hats off to you and anybody that agrees to run for city council, county commission, or whatever, because it may be a part-time job, in certain towns. Sometimes it's a full-time job, but anybody that knows if you're going to do a decent job as a mayor of a small town, it ain't a part-time job. I don't care what it says on the paperwork. It's not a part-time job, because you're getting called about potholes. You're getting stopped at church. You're getting stopped at Kroger or whatever, people with questions, right? But that's why you sign up for the job, I guess. Exactly.
I want to see everything, get better. And like I said before, my door's always open for anyone that wants to come and talk to me or whatever, or has questions. My door's always open.
Anything big on the horizon in the next couple of weeks? I know we're at the middle point of summer right now, and then people start talking about back to school and things of that nature. I know kids don't want to hear that, or teachers, maybe they do want to hear it. I don't know, but anything over the next couple of weeks has got you excited?
We actually have a street shower every Monday,
okay.
And the last day will be August the 10th, and that day we're going to have what we call a back to school bash, and we're going to have free hot dogs and chips and drinks for the kids after the splash.
Okay, and that's when?
August the 10th.
August the 10th.
6 o'clock.
And is there information? You guys have a town Facebook page or anything like
yes,
that?
Yes, we do.
All right, so go check that out. Melanie, pleasure to get to know you. I appreciate you coming in today. We had to we're juggling some things around here with all of the stuff that's going on up I-79, and I know that I can speak on behalf of you that we all wish the best to those people up there, because it's a struggle up there right now.
Absolutely. It's really bad.
Yeah. Melanie Vickers, the mayor of the town of Belle. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Hang out with me just 1 second. 27 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Huston's Pizza. The July special is any regularly priced large 18-inch pizza and a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi. Get that thrown in for free. Find your nearest Huston's Pizza for delivery, pickup, or dine in at HustonsPizza.com. We will get a check-in with Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes coming up a little bit later on in the show. And when we come back, Terry Sayre has got a new book out. It's called Snowstorm, Police, Politics, and Cocaine, about the drug trade in the Charleston area, 70s, 80s, and the 90s. We'll talk to Terry when we come back on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you a physical therapy assistant and looking for an opportunity in orthopedics, wellness, and athletic care? If so, Generations Physical Therapy is offering flexible work hours and an upbeat atmosphere. With 7 convenient locations, Generations may have a job designed for you. Visit generationspt.com.
Do you want to see your doctor when you make an appointment? Then you should see Dr. William Harris, an old-fashioned doctor who has the latest medical knowledge and expertise in diagnosis and treatment. Dr. Harris is boarded in family medicine and has added certification in geriatrics, a rarity these days. Dr. Harris is located at the CAMC Medical Building at 3100 McCorkle Avenue Southeast, Suite 307. Call 304-344-2451 to schedule an appointment to see your doctor every time you visit.
Your Putnam County Assessor's Office is mandated to ensure your real estate is evaluated properly and fairly. This year, their field personnel will be in the Winfield town first, and then move to Scott District to revisit homeowners. Plus, new construction in the county will be assessed. They will be in marked vehicles and will have photo ID and business cards. If you have any questions about this process, visit their website at putnamcoassessor.com. That's putnamcoassessor.com.
They say roads are made for journeys, not destinations. And now that I'm retired, I make a point to journey as much as I can. But when night driving became a challenge, my son and I decided it was time for a doctor's visit to ensure my safety behind the wheel. I was worried, but instead of restrictions, we discussed solutions to make sure I can continue on my journeys.
Aging can alter how we drive. Take charge of your safety and independence by evaluating your driving skills regularly. Learn more at StaySafeWV.com. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
This is Brandon Grigsby with Pre-Construction. We are excited to continue our tradition of building excellence by providing trusted service to clients like University of Charleston. Just listen to what UC President Dr. Marty Roth has to say.
The University of Charleston is Charleston's university. UC and Pre-Construction have partnered for over 20 years to design and build learning, collaboration, and athletic spaces whose form and function benefit students, faculty, and the Charleston community.
Just like UC, Pre strives to do more and do better right here in Charleston. To learn more about Pre-Construction, visit preconstruction.com.
WV000650.
Apply.
24 minutes away from 10 on a Wednesday morning. The Dave Allen Show, 580 Live, the voice of Charleston, WCHS. Hey, Trey Anthony Harmon is our producer today. The sounds there, the Aim of Steel Band. Try to get my guys booked. You got something going on in your community, that's the band that you need right there. Guarantee Bank Hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony V. Taylor text, 304-935-5008. You're invited to join me every Friday morning, 9:06, for the Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association, brought to you by Almost Heaven Interiors. Family-owned, proudly serving the community for over 50 years, specializing in custom blinds, shades, shutters, upholstery, beautifully crafted sewn goods, too, from homes to hospitals, classrooms to commercial spaces. They can do it all. Check them out on D Street, 516 D Street, located in South Charleston. We'll check in with Brian Hughes coming up in just a bit. There's a new book out, and it's called Snowstorm, Police, Politics, and Cocaine. It's a novel written by Terry Sayre, retired officer with the Charleston Police Department, also spent time as director of Yeager Airport. Terry joins us this morning on the Guarantee Bank Hotline. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning to you. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for being here. You're, of course, Terry, very well known here in the Charleston area. I mentioned your career as a police officer, former director of Yeager Airport, other things. What led you to want to write this book?
I guess for several reasons. One of them would be to show a side of Charleston that most people didn't know about during the 70s through the 90s, what downtown was like, the clubs, the restaurants, Summer Street, how bad that was, the drug traffic, to show what policing was like during that time period. And probably the main reason was to honor the work of the men and women of the Charleston Police Department, especially the drug unit.
Give us the entire premise of the book here, Terry.
Well, it starts out with us doing a regular drug deal at one of the local hotels, and the prosecuting attorney coming out on the case at that time. And there, and in addition to the pound of cocaine, there was a vial of cocaine that the drug dealers brought as a sample. And later that day, after these people were arrested, that vial of cocaine came up missing. And that started basically the rumors flying about the prosecutor as far as we were concerned.
Take for people that maybe weren't around Charleston at that time, maybe people that were a little bit younger at the time. Talk about what Charleston was like, and let's start with the 1970s to the 80s, 90s. Not necessarily the drug trade, but just Charleston was a very vibrant city at that time.
Oh, absolutely. There was, when I got hired on the police department, there was about 100,000 people that lived inside the city limits proper. I mean, you had the phone company downtown, the phone company on the South Side Expressway. You had Columbia Gas. You had DuPont plant. You had Carbide, the Carbide Tech Center, Carbide Institute. You had Monsanto. You just had lots of jobs, good jobs in the Kanawha Valley area. It was just, it was a great place. The clubs downtown, you had a dozen places for entertainment downtown. You had them in Kanawha City on the west side, just all over. It was a fun time.
And, drugs have always been a part of our culture ever since there's been a country, Terry. You know that. But in the 1970s, late 70s particularly, and you can jump in here and correct me if I'm wrong, but late 1970s, when cocaine became, and cocaine's been around forever, but the recreational type cocaine, so to speak, it kind of changed the game in the late 70s into the early 80s, right?
Yeah, that's about all we started doing was coke cases in the late 70s through the 80s. You always had marijuana cases.
Sure.
Sometimes you always tried to start small and roll those people up into larger cases, but the coke cases were our main focus at that time period.
Well, and that was the main focus of a lot of towns, not just Charleston. I mean, around the country. I mean, and we've all seen if you weren't around then, I was a kid, but I know how big cocaine was at that time. And then it started to morph into other things. And most drug dealers, I mean, I don't want to speak out of turn here, Terry, but a great number of drug dealers, I'll put it that way, didn't just sell one thing, and they weren't just, content on selling that one thing. Many of them went to cocaine's bad enough, but went to harder things after that.
Yeah, they were just businessmen. That was a business for lots of people. I mean, they sold pot, they sold coke, they would sell PCP, they would sell LSD, and if they had, later on when crack cocaine took over the market, I mean, they diversified into that. There was just so much money involved in that business. It was horrific, really.
And the book is written as fiction. And that's the way it is written. You've changed a lot of the names, but people are, I mean, I would think, Terry, and I've read some of the book. I mean, people are going to see names in there, and let's say the name is John Smith, who was serving in this role. They're probably going to know who this was based on. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's possible. That's up to the reader to decide who those people are. I mean, I did take 2 or 3 characters and make one character out of that.
Composite characters,
and merged different cases. I would take 2 or 3 different cases and make one case out of it. Things of that nature. But I guess some of the drug dealers might recognize who they were, and I hope the police that actually did the work will know who they are.
Yeah, because there was one point in the book that you basically dedicated it to a lot of the hardworking law enforcement officers here in the Kanawha Valley at that time, and the ones that still continue to do it today.
Yes, sir, absolutely. This is for them. All the politicians have their story and their take on everything and how everything was during that time period, but this is for the police, and try to be a voice for the police officers that actually were on the streets taking chances on their life every day.
We're talking to Terry Sayre, who's written a new book. It's called Snowstorm, a novel, police, politics, and cocaine, focusing on a lot of the drug situation in Charleston from the 70s through the 90s. Any concern from you about doing this book, even after all these years later?
From a threat standpoint,
possibly.
Not really.
Okay. All right.
I've never lived my life like that. I mean, we all got up and went to work every day and did our job, and just knew, we felt like that nothing was really going to happen to us. We were, you couldn't do your job if you were, if you had that mindset. You had to have the mindset every day that you weren't going to get hurt, but you had to plan, you had to train, you had to make sure that you were always in control, whether you were the one buying the drugs or if we were doing a reversal type case where we would be selling the drugs and taking someone's large quantity of cash. You always had to be in control.
Give us an example, and we're hoping that we're not going to give too much away because we want people to go buy your book, and I'll get more information about that out there a little bit later on. But give us an example of one or two of the cases that people will read about in the book as far as the way that everything went down.
Yeah, sure. One would be a case that probably started on a Friday evening. We arrested these bikers from Ohio and got them for a kilo of coke. They flipped on these Colombians from Miami. We negotiated a deal with them for, I think, 5 kilos of coke. They came to Charleston. A couple of days later, we met with them at the hotel. Then they had a guy from a Dominican from New York drive the coke down that was secreted inside of a car, hidden inside of a car. And then we did the deal with them and arrested them at the hotel. And that was a pretty successful case, but that just usually starts out as a, you don't end up buying a kilo off somebody immediately, so you end up working your way up the ladder. So it takes time and money and energy
and
dedication.
And one small slip up along the way can ruin the whole case, Terry, as I'm sure you saw.
Yeah, that case was funny. I mean, I was working the undercover, I think, with we'll say Larry, and we were had these people from Miami. We ended up at Tidewater having lunch with them after we got them at the airport, and a local lawyer that we had, defense lawyer that we had did cases with, approached us as we were sitting there with these people, and he actually came over and messed my hair up, and jokingly, you want to know what we were doing, and I just told him we were working on a construction job or working a site, or just told him some lie. And he just laughed and looked at the people and walked off. And we were lucky. He just kept his mouth shut and went on. So we were fortunate.
Was your I don't want to get too much in your personal life, but your family life at that like at that time? Were you married? Did you have kids? Did they? If you did, were anybody in your family aware of how dangerous your job was at this time?
Oh, absolutely. I was married at that time. My wife, she was on the police department. My 2 sons, I wrote this book because of my 2 sons, and my current wife, they encouraged me to write this. I've wore them out with police stories over the years, and they would always be like, "You need to write a book." Write a book.
They're looking at you, Terry, say, "You need to write a book and leave us alone." Somebody else, we've already heard this story 35 times. What was your writing process like? When you were, let's say, when you were on the job at that particular time, were you keeping a journal of things that you were thinking about writing a book, or did you just sit down one day and say, "I'm going to write a book," and you sit down and you just start writing? What was that process like, Terry?
I did not keep a journal when I was on the department. Unknown to me, my mother actually cut out clippings from the newspaper and put them in a notebook for me. And then when I finally decided, when I moved down here in Florida and decided to write the book, then I got those out, and that helped with my memory to remember all the cases. And then the process was I had to dedicate 2 or 3 hours a day and sit down and pound it out. That's the only way I could get it done, is just dedicate the time every day at a certain place in the house to write the book, and you just got to do the deal.
What do you want the takeaway from this book to be, Terry, when people sit down and they read it? Is there a certain takeaway that you are expecting that you like for people to have?
Yeah, I'd like for them to have a feeling that we actually accomplished something. Something was done there in Charleston. We actually did help clean up Summer Street. You can go down there nowadays, and it's relatively safe. So, I'd like for people to see it's a little bit about redemption and forgiveness at the end, and people can still be friends even after bad things happen to good people. And people do make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. I've made plenty of them, and if you can't forgive others' mistakes, then you're not a very good person.
The book is called Snowstorm, a novel, police, politics, and cocaine. It's written by Terry Sayre. Where can people get the book?
Well, you can get it at Taylor Books downtown. I talked to them the other day. They have the book in stock, or you can get it at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Walmart.com, just about anywhere.
Will there be a second book, or are you looking ahead that far?
I have started a second book. It's called Stories from the Street. It's not going to have a overriding plot. It's just going to be individual anecdotes of funny type arrests, things, crazy things that happen that you encounter as a police officer.
No 2 days are ever alike when you're a police officer. I know that for sure, Terry.
Absolutely. It was like I said in the book, it was like going to the circus. You never saw you never knew what kind of act you were going to see, and you never knew whether or not the circus act would try to hurt you.
All right. Well, Terry, it's a fascinating book. I started reading it. I've not got through it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot.
Oh, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Terry,
have a good day.
You as well. Terry Sayre, the book is called Snowstorm, a novel, police, politics, and cocaine. You can pick it up at Taylor Books or any place online where books are sold. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you by the Charleston Dirty Birds. Birds continue their series at Gomart Ballpark tonight against the Ghost Peppers of Gastonia. Tonight, the Birds teaming up with Vandalia Health for Women Making a Difference Night. Boxing trailblazer, sports icon, a West Virginia native, Christy Martin, will be there, and a host of others. And the Dirty Birds are also going to honor the WNIT Women's Champions, the Marshall women's basketball team. Visit dirtybirdsbaseball.com. Now, last night's game had to be postponed. Normally, they would postpone that game 24 hours, but because of all the activities going on with Christy Martin and whatnot, they're actually going to make up Tuesday night's game tomorrow. So please make note of that. We'll take a break. We'll get the latest from Brian Hughes when we come back on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses bring first-class businesses to your community.
You've worked hard. You've saved. Now it's time to make your money work for you without second-guessing every decision. I'm John Burdett with 4th Avenue Financial, and I help people retire with confidence and clarity. We'll create a personalized plan that fits your lifestyle, your goals, and your legacy. Retirement should feel like freedom, not fear. Visit 4thavenuefinancial.com. Let's get started today. 4th Avenue Financial, retirement done right.
Securities offered through Jenny McCole Financial Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Jenny McCole Advisors Incorporated.
According to Feeding America, over 7 million seniors nationwide were food insecure in 2022. West Virginia is no different. Hi, I'm Jason, President and CEO of Union Mission Ministries. For 113 years, Union Mission has focused on helping people in need. Right now, our senior citizens need our help. That is why Union Mission is partnering with local senior living facilities to get food delivered directly to those in need. Will you help us reach more seniors? Visit unionmission.com to learn more.
You may think speeding a little isn't really speeding, but even a few miles over the limit has consequences. First, there's the fine. Your first offense could cost you $100 plus court costs, and you'll pay a lot more if it's your second or third offense. Eventually, you can lose your license or even go to jail. And those are minor consequences. Speeding causes 10,000 deaths each year. So next time you think a few miles over isn't a big deal, think again. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Team.
It is 8 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com. I want to bring in now Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show. At this point, I could have said good afternoon. You really don't know the difference at this point.
I don't know what time it is. I woke up yesterday morning at 3:45, and I'm still going. Okay. We've got, when you look at the catastrophic nature of what's happened here, and you even look back at the 1985 floods and the Election Day floods, 1985, and then you go back to 2016. I mean, it's all comparable. I mean, really? That's what we're dealing with.
And what areas primary? I mean, we know Buchanan. That's what we've seen from your reporting. We know Buchanan. We know Weston. What are some of the areas up there?
It's all that area right there.
Jane Lew.
Yeah, Jane Lew. So the interstate right now, I-79. They're getting the exit and entrance ramps there. You can exit and enter, but it's a very slow go. Cars are not able to really go through there. large SUVs, trucks, 18-wheelers can go through there. But, cars are having a little tough time because the water's still high there. But they're trying to get that back open. But right now it's one lane and it's very slow go. You have to go through some floodwaters to make that happen. But all of 33, Corridor H, and I say all of it, from just outside of Elkins, in the low spots, all the way back up to the interstate, impassable. When I was on the phone with the 511 call center last night, we were actually calling each other back and forth because they would get reports, I would get reports, and we were exchanging information last night. And Kevin, the guy, said, Brian, the Clayton Homes place is completely flooded. He said there are places on Corridor H that you would never imagine are flooded. And he said I got one guy. He said I got one of my DOH guys. His house is gone, but he's still sitting out there making sure that everybody's okay. And those are the kind of people that are working the jobs right now. The people that I hear in this one ear that I'm listening to constantly. I've got Lewis County and Upshur County, 911 fire dispatch, all those folks, and they're doing active water rescues at the moment. They're asking for air support. They're doing all kinds of things, just trying to make sure that people are safe. There's bridges that are gone, roads that are gone. The places there was a lady last night. She's an older lady. She said she called them back when the 911 lines were still working at Upshur County. She said, "Don't worry about me. I'm up on top of the hill. Just get me tomorrow when you get a chance, but you can't get to me." And so
that is so, and I'm not trying to make light of it, Brian. That is so West Virginian, though, and I mean that in a best possible way. This is somebody who is on top of a hill. There have been people that have spent the night in trees, literally, yes, that are saying, "Go take care of the people that are in immediate actual danger. I'm up on this hill. I can't go anywhere. I'm okay. Go after my neighbors." Yeah, that's West Virginia right there, buddy.
It was, but to hear all the TJ, you were listening last night to the scanner traffic as well. To hear the fire operations, these guys, the one that I heard that just got me because it brought back to my mind Katrina was them beating on the roof, yes, and trying to get the people out, and they said we need saws to get in here, and so they had the saws crew that was coming in to try and cut these people out of the attic.
It reminded me of the stories of Pearl Harbor, the Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Men tapping on the hull of the Arizona and other men on the other side trying to cut through to get to them. Mm-hmm. I mean, these stories. Last night, it was as if you were listening to traffic being directed, except all of the roads in Weston were completely submerged. And it was all boats. It wasn't cars. Laundry lists. Mm-hmm. For each boat of houses to go to get people. It was astonishing. I've never heard anything like it.
Some of these areas that you're talking about, I mean, we're used to it here in the Kanawha Valley, certainly where I am from and TJ's from. We know about the hollers and the back roads. Mm-hmm. We're talking about interstates here. Yeah. To a certain extent.
I mean,
we're talking about,
Corridor H.
Corridor H.
There are parts of it that, as I was told last night, you can't believe where the water is sitting on Corridor H. Even the parts where you start to go up the hill. He's like, there are parts where you go up the hill. The hill's covered. So, I mean, I'm listening right now. They're talking, they said, hey, where is, they just said, where's a riverboat, a river, rescue or a swiftwater rescue crew? And they said, it's on Clark Avenue. Yeah. It's on Clark Avenue.
2 boats last night in Lewis County staged at the Wendy's in Weston, whose motors were not powerful enough with the current of the flooding to be able to be deployed. They tried to get them out of the staging area. The current was too powerful. It pushed them back in. The motorboat could not overtake the current of the floodwaters.
Well, I don't want to make this all about us because we are going to spend Talkline and Metro News Midday talking about this. But, Brian, anything in the Kanawha Valley, because this is the local show, so I want to ask, what did we go through here on the left? Because not a lot, really.
No, we had the tornado warning last night. It was in southern Kanawha County. We think there was a little bit of damage on a couple of hilltops down around Campbell's Creek. And then you also had some of the flash flood warnings that were in southern parts of Kanawha County and into sections of Fayette County. Nothing significant, but water did come up at a few spots. Right, yeah. We had more damage further downwind, down across parts of Fayette County. We lucked out pretty well, but
here in the Kanawha Valley,
here in the Kanawha Valley, we absolutely did. I saw somebody in Ripley said, "Well, we barely got a sprinkle," and just had a picture of the sunshine. I just said, be glad that's what you got.
Yeah, exactly. And, of course, our thoughts and prayers, as I said, go out to everybody up in that area, Jane Lou, Weston, Buchanan, and we're going to have all these folks on the show try to get report as best we can because cell service is down. 911 doesn't have service, or at least
they're bringing in the cellulars on wheels. They've deployed Starlinks. I mean, there's lots of things that's happening right now that you can't imagine, but we're listening to it and we're getting people in there. The worst thing right now, Clarksburg. Rivers coming up, major flood stage going into downtown Clarksburg.
And that's what we'll be looking at over the next 24 to 48 hours. Brian Hughes, thanks, man. Thanks for everything you've done here for us, and it continues. TJ and Wilson coming up with Talk Line. I'll be back later today with Metro News Midday with 13 News, and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barrett and me, powered by Salango Law. We'll see you at noon today. Till then, have fun. Love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston, 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.